Hi, good morning Dr. Siti Norashiki and my fellow friends. We are from Group 1. Our group topic is William Deming. My name is Loyiting, metric number 2535520. Okay, let's start now. Dr. William Deming was a well-known American statistician, professor, author, lecturer, and managing consultant. As we all know, Deming as a father of total quality management. His famous philosophy was introduced by his written book called Out of the Crisis. The philosophy was introduced within 1950 years until 1960 years, named as Japanese post-war economic miracles. Economic recovery is focused on Deming theories and profile, enhancing quality of Japanese manufactured goods. Next, let's go to the history of Edward Deming. Edward Deming was born on October 14 in Iowa. He was a trained physicist with a PhD from Yale University in 1928. And his prior degree went to his University of Wyoming and University of Colorado. Also, he became of Walter Shellhart, who led quality control efforts during the wars and developed statistical quality control while worked at Bell's telephone laboratories. Besides, Deming was a mathematical physicist in the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 1938, while in 1942, Deming was statistical advisor at U.S. Census Bureau. Come across 1946, Deming was assigned to Japan to help the country recover from his wartime defeats, and he has taught statistical process control to Japan's organizations. Next, in 1951, Union of Japanese Scientists and Engineers established the Deming Prize. Deming gains attention for his philosophies to Japan's amazing business success, and he played major roles in the American automotive industry. Furthermore, he published the books Qualities, Productivity, and Competitive Positions in 1982 and The Primary Out of the Crisis in 1986. Last, Deming published The New Economics, and he dies on 1993 December 20 in Washington. Next, for the history of Deming management theory part, just simplify that the rise of Deming influence started in 1927. Deming was introduced to Walter Shellhart of the Bell's telephone laboratories. He found some great inspirations in the work of Shellhart as Deming began to move toward applying statistical methods to industrial production management. Definition of management theory Edward Deming is quality. Edward Deming defines a quality as a good quality means a predictable degree of uniformity and the dependability with a quality standard switched to the customer. Meanwhile, Edward Deming defines a quality based on how efficient the management circle in planning, implementing, and making improvement within the project. So basically, Deming concepts are based on the idea that continuous improvement will help to increase the quality while reducing costs, or what we can call that total quality management. Meanwhile, the theory is that quality improvement will lead to reduced costs. So the basis of the Deming theory is that he can conclude that all the systems have variations. It is necessary for managers to differentiate between common costs and uncommon costs. Common costs will still occur after the elimination of special costs. However, the uncommon cost is to quickly identifiable factors like procedural change, shift change, back material from supplier. Thus, just simply differentiate that common cost is a variation that predictable. For example, like a poor training, unclear SOP, poor work conditions, while uncommon cost is a variation that is unpredictable, such as operator fail asleep, broken tools, and so on. Then, statistical method is used to identify and quantify the variations to help understand and lead to improvement. Stable system is the system show a signs of being in statistical control. Once system stable, its productive capability can be determined. Next, the main concept of Deming continuous improvement associated with his approach include the first one, system of profound knowledge. Second, Deming 14 points. Third, 7 deadly diseases, and the fourth one, Deming cycle. Deming philosophy of quality are outlined in his system of profound knowledge, which consists of 4 key elements. The first one, appreciation for a system to understand the relationship between the function and activity. Second, knowledge about the variation. This just now I have mentioned that two causes of variations, which are common cause and uncommon cause. Third one is theory of knowledge. The theory requires prediction based on the experience. Fourth one is the knowledge of psychology. It's the interaction between the work system and the people. Moreover, Deming philosophy also sums up in the following 14 points, which include in his Out of the Crisis. So later the next presenter will brief more after my part end. Last, the concept of plan do check act cycle was originated by Walter Shorehart, and it was introduced to Deming known as Deming cycle, which consists of 4 stages plan do check act that must be transferred from problem phase to problem solve. First, plan stands for change to bring about improvement. Second, do stand for change on small scales. First, to try them. Third, check to see if change are working and to investigate the selected process. Fourth, remaining act is to get the greatest benefits from change. Same goes, the next presenter will explain more later. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
My name is Tan Xue Chen, metric number 253705. So now I'll go through the application or system of Deming's management theory. So the main theory for average Deming is the 40 points, which called as the total quality management principles. So the first point is to create constancy of purpose for improvement of product. To apply this, business has to create their purpose with long-term and far-sight view. So this purpose actually can act as a reminder for the business and push the business to be innovate and ensure they actively conduct research and continually improve the product. So for example, Tesla, it is a company that manufacturing electrical vehicle, and they have written to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy as their company purpose. So in this statement, we're able to see that it focused down to Tesla's core purpose, which is to provide a clean and sustainable energy electric vehicles to the public. So it actually is still an ongoing and long-term mission, as it needs a continuous improvement of the quality to reach the transition from the fossil fuel cars which we normally using nowadays, and to change to the electrical vehicles. So second key point is to adopt the new philosophy. So for this point, we can create a culture of quality and implement it in business. So for example, we can create it by using a series of leadership mechanisms, such as having a leader or executive to become a role model for the employees to build up their mindset towards quality. So this is because people with a sense of quality will be more motivated to improve the product. So third point of Deming is cease dependence on mass inspections. So this point saying that business should not only rely on checking the finished goods as the way to maintain their quality. It is because that inspections is actually wasting the time, and it needs many costs for the company to take a large inspection every day. So what the business should do is to build quality in each of our process while producing the goods. So for example, a situation like if they found out got defects on the product, so what they have to do is to track and check every single stages in the production line and find out the error and fault. So they have to fix it and to ensure that the similar faults will not be happen again. So the fourth key point is to end the practice of awarding business on the basis of price tag alone. So it means that we should not focus only on the price tag, which we have to see the quality supplies instead of cheaper supplies. So we can apply it while the business want to make purchase on products or raw material. For example, when they want to make the purchase, they should compare which supplier has the best quality product and stick to purchase the certain product from that particular supplier. It is because constant buying from only one supplier, we can low down our variation of our input and we can have a consistency of our quality. So for the fifth point is improve constantly and forever. So obviously the main purpose is to improve the quality and the productivity of the process in the business. So the improvement that we can make includes upgrading the system, prepare the appropriate tools and resources to help eliminate waste, improve the design of products, provide necessary trainings for employees, etc. So all of this enhancement could further decrease the cost of business. For example, when the company is growing and looking for more market shares in the industry, so they can make certain improvement like productization or implement a new system, etc. Point number 6 is institute modern methods of training on the job. So for this point, business has to emphasize on learning by doing methodology. So this is because while hiring new employee and train them by using this method, they were able to gain extensive understanding regarding the process of work, and so they will know clearly about their job scope in the company. So at the same time, the business can encourage knowledge sharing among employees to ensure the new staff can catch up their work. So point number 7 is to implement leadership. So it can implement by encourage understanding, collaboration, and coaching approach in the company environment. So this is because business environment needs more leadership than supervision, and this method is more effective to help people deliver their best. So next is eliminate fear in the organization. So what the business can do is to encourage an open and honest communication and at the same time build an open-minded working environment. So therefore, while they find out problems in the company, the supervisors should and managers, they should dedicate to find a solution and not just keep scolding and punishing the employee, because sometimes if they more react to the employee's mistake, so the more mistakes they will be made. And key point number 9 is break down barriers between departments. So it can be done by implementing internal customer concept. So this concept can be built by recognizing that each departments are actually serves for other departments. So business can carry some activities to harden the relationship of employees among different departments, because sometimes they will have cross-functional teamwork to do certain project. So a good relationship among the employee will help them to cooperate in a harmony environment. And also this will ensure they work together for the company's best interest. And next is key point number 10, which is eliminate slogans, exhortations, and targets for the workforce. So we can understand this point is more about improving the process by using more realistic method, because we know that sometimes the slogans and exhortations, it might only create adversary relationship, as it will cause frustration and resentment. So business should improve the process and remove the special cause for the defects, which will really influencing the quality of the product. And next is eliminate quotas and numerical targets. So the business could replace the quota targets to quality targets. In Deming's opinions, high production targets make quality suffer. For instance, if the production line worker get paid per piece, so they will do as fast as they can instead of as well as they can. So therefore, in order to enhance the quality of the product, the business should emphasize a leadership system which able to encourage the employee to feel proud of their work, so it will motivate them to do well and have a product with a very good quality. And next is to remove the barriers to pride of workmanship. So what they have to do is the top management have to center on trust for their employees, and also create a culture based on authenticity and trust, because the employees will feel comfortable and proud to share their unique professional and personal passions. And next is encourage education and self-improvement for everyone. So for every organization, they need knowledgeable people who are improving by education, as the society and technologies in today's eras keep changing rapidly. So the management should be encouraging everyone to prepare for future challenges by getting additional education and engage in self-improvement to make sure their knowledge is up to date. So besides knowledge, the education able to improve their confidence and also working skills. So therefore, all of these improvements able to make their workforce more adaptable to change and better able to achieve success. So just for an example, like a staff in the accounting department, they have to study and follow up the how is the GST or SST going to work when the government launched the taxations. And next is the last point, which is to take actions to accomplish the transformation. So to make sure that the transformation can be accomplished, the business has to make this transformation becomes everyone's job. And in this case, everyone can be a part of the team effort to improve the input and output of the stages. So for example, all of the employee, they can think about how the business can change the process to improve the quality of work and also the quality of the product. And next, I'll talk about the Deming cycle, which has 4 stages, that is plan, do, check, and act. So the PDCA cycle can be applied in every business whenever the management want to make a change in the organization. So for instance, it can be like install a new software or system, or maybe they want to change the content of a training, or they want to decide on a new policy or make a change in the operational process for a productivity purpose. So for each change, the basic 4 steps is the same. So I will share a simple situation. So there is one company that realized they often occurring accidents in the workplace, especially the logistic department, and they want to plan a change in upgrading the content of training program to improve the employees' skills and knowledge towards hazard topics. So for the plan stage, in this situation, they will have to plan to add on certain topics which did not give in previous training programs, such as product handling knowledge and hazard knowledge. And they have to plan to measure the result by comparing the injured cases caused before and after the training. So in the do stage, the company will need to implement and conduct the training classes and training on how to handle the materials and the ways to work safely and how to lessen the chance of happen the accidents. So for example, the training shall include the manual handling techniques, such as the way to lift, to put down, or to moving the load while using hands or machines. Because poor manual handling techniques, it can have a very serious consequences, as it could include increasing the possibilities of having knocked down or having a long-term damage to the employees' musculoskeletal system and mental health. So for next stage is check. So while the training is conducted successfully, the management team shall compare the result by looking whether the training has lowered the possibilities of having the accident or not, or they can compare it by counting and comparing the frequencies. So lastly, it is at stage. So if the result shows the frequency of the happen accident is much lower than before, so this consider that the change is successful, and they should add this topic to their content permanently, and to make sure they should make sure that they convey these topics to all of their future employees. So if there is show no positive changing result, so it means that the training did not solve the problem successfully. So they might have to think for other solutions like uh, changing the setup of the workstation in the warehouse, etc. So basically, this is the application for the Deming's 14 points and the Deming cycle. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sansan. Reference number is 2535541. So I guess you guys already understand and clear what my teammate had presented just now. So now I will bring you all to the benefit of Deming's quality management theory. So this part, which is the benefit, would cover the whole management level, process management, and also our customers. So let us see what benefit will we get when we adopting the Deming management method. The first benefit is cultivate visionary leadership. And what is visionary leadership? It is a type of leadership style that requires top management to determine company long-term visions and then communicating and implementing the action plan in order to bring the whole company towards the vision. Living lessons would make a leader to be more vision. This is because he urged the top management to create and adopt a vision of continuous improvement. So when you refer back to 14 principles, the point one, constancy of purpose. It doesn't mean to maximize the company profit, but he calls the managers to be put effort on improvement of process, product and service. To Demi, business knowledge and continual learning are two essential elements to be an effective leadership. As I mentioned before, Deming theory cultivates visionary leadership. Therefore, the leadership could create a cooperative and learning organization. Deming really emphasizes on teamwork, which the leader must help their employees to see themselves as building blocks of company success. It should make sure the employees feel they are important to companies. So how we are gonna to deal with it? So Deming suggests to break down barriers between departments so that people within a company can work and learn together without any obstacles, without any worries. So beside that, launch ongoing training and education programs because through these programs, employees could embrace a continual process of learning about their work. So now we move to the third benefit, which is facilitate the implementations of process management practice. Workers and their involvement in process are crucial in the process management. According to Deming, process management requires cooperation with shared knowledge. So we concern in these two words, which is cooperations and the knowledge. Therefore, Deming suggests the company should eliminate the policies and rules because it makes employees less eager to work as teams. So the applications of PDCA, which consists of plan, do, check, act, help us to manage and improve our process more efficient and effective. So the last point, knowledge is essential in conducting process management because it would affect actions on our process which lead to more learning. Besides that, the application of gaming theory can improve employee performance. It is said that employees will be more motivated when companies satisfying their needs. Deming strongly vocalized the removal of barriers to pride of workmanship. So how to say that? He claimed that employees deserve to take pride in their work, and the pride often comes from self-improvement. So therefore, the company must provide training and education programs to every employee. So companies should prioritize on the employee fulfillment because employee is the important asset of in the company. Lastly, Deming management method will lead to higher customer satisfaction. Deming study revealed that firms should engage in continuous improvement of product and service. To improve the quality, it first should understand what customer needs and wants and adapting to those needs and wants. Customer concerns the product qualities. So, the better the quality, the higher the customer satisfaction. It is also important to improve employee ability and knowledge, as employees are the persons who directly contact with the customers.
My name is Teo Shi Hui, number metric 253282. I would like to present the criticism of Edward Deming's management theory. First, lack of clear analysis. Some criticism believe that the approach of Edward Deming do not analyze carefully and ignores the importance of reinforcement. In his publications, it just expressed the result of poor management practice and without explaining how the application of this theory would be successful. According to Mulvaney, he links Edward Deming's works to the field of quality and organizational behaviors management method and believed that Edward Deming did not analyze the contingency that maintained behaviors based on reinforcement. For example, point 9 of Deming's 14 point, it involves breaking down barriers between departments and solve the problem together as a team. Based on OBN approach to such group alliance show that it is necessary to make strong reinforcement that depends on the completions of integrations, so that the means should analyze team building plans and to determine how to construct emergency to promote and maintain cooperative relationship between the group. Second, lack of clear operational design. Lusant and Thompson 1987 state theory cannot be considered a comprehensive approach to performance management because Deming's theory still seems too narrow on one side. It is unable to deal with all the actions and outcomes that managers face in everyday situations. Comparisons of organizational behavior modifications with theory D, they found that Deming's theory lacked of a clear operational design and no significant impact on management achievement, especially human resource management. For example, in the regulations for improving individual and team performance, organizational behavior modifications consider the consequences of self-reinforcing and the usual public consequences, such as performance feedback or contingent compensations, while theory D seems to only focus on quality dimensions of performance. They are limited to internal consequences. Besides Deming's 14 point, Deming's cycle also does not stimulate creativity and innovation in the workplace and cannot maintain competitiveness. It can show that in 1991 American Psychologicals its 17 articles which session on workplace change and development and maintenance of competitiveness, the Deming's work has not cited. The Deming cycle has an inherent cyclic paradigm of continual improvement from the problem-facing step to the problem-solving step. It assumes that everything starts with planning. The scope of plan is limited. Planning is not intended to cover aspects such as creativity, innovation, and invention. PDCA cycle may not suitable for the situations where unplanned or imagined change. It takes all the steps step by step, and it will perform best when the conditions are perfect.
When faced a problem, the progress would be always slow with those 4 steps, because before all the planning issues are resolved, the project may return to the do step from the check steps multiple times. PDCA, which is aimed at the quality control and recommends continuous improvement of the product quality, but PDCA is ignoring of the human environment. Continuous improvement, such as always keep up with the changing needs of customer, requires constant change, so that organization remain in a state of constant change and make the process is slower. Employees have to constantly adjust to adapt to work in an uncertain environment, which can lead to change fatigue or mental breakdown. Conclusion: Edward Deming is a world-renowned quality management expert, and also his outstanding contribution to the development of world quality management. His main point of view, 14 points, has become an important theoretical basis for total quality management (TQM). And also PDCA cycle is a logical working procedure that enable any activities can be carried out efficiently. Edward Deming brings benefits for different perspectives, from top management to employees and also customers, such as develop long-term visions, create a cooperative organization system, encourage implementations of process management, fulfill employees' needs and also customer satisfaction. However, criticisms that Deming's theory does not analysis clearly and too general in its treatments, but Deming believes quality is the most economical way to produce the most useful product on the market. Once the quality of the product is improved, the productivity will be automatically increased.